Hello everyone, this is Professor Patterns. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can set up VS Code to work with your GitHub account. Now, this video does assume that you have no knowledge of any of this. You have just installed VS Code and you have just created an account on GitHub, and literally you have nothing else. So I'm going to go through a complete overview step by step. So first, all I did was I installed VS Code. That's it. I didn't have any additional functionalities. I just installed the most basic version of VS Code. Now, this is the page that you'll see the first time that you open up VS Code. Now, I'm pretty much just going to hit cancel here. And the first thing that I want to do is to link a folder from VS Code to a folder on my computer. So say that I go to my computer and here I have a documents folder. And in my documents folder, imagine that I didn't have this as well. Say that I want to create a new folder here called portfolio. And this is the place where I want to create or link my VS Code. So this is what I'm going to reference. I'm going to simply click on open folder, documents, and then portfolio. And then I'm going to select this folder. And there we go. I'm going to trust the authors because I'm the author. So now we have linked this portfolio with the folder. So if I create a file here, suppose that I was to create maybe something like a text document called test, is going to be reflected here. Now suppose I open up this file. Well, I can double click this and you can see that the file opens up here. I can edit this file. So say something like hello, hit Control S to save the file. And then if I go to my folder, double click this and open with Notepad, you'll see that it has populated with hello. So this is the workflow that I'm going to be using to set up my project. I'm simply going to be editing all of my files directly through VS Code, but it's also going to update on my folders. Now, how do I link my Git or GitHub account with this? So the first thing that I did is I just created a new account on GitHub and I called it Professor Patterns. So this is the first time that I created this account. If I go to my profile, it should be completely empty. There's nothing on here. So let's try to understand how can we link this GitHub account to VS Code. The first thing that I'm going to do is click source control. And then here it says that the folder currently doesn't have a Git repository. So why don't I just simply initialize the repository? This isn't going to really do anything. It's simply saying that now I want to be able to track all of my progress in this folder. Now here I can commit the change, which is basically the fact that I added a test.txt file to the folder. So let me go ahead and commit this. Now here it says there are no stage commits or stage changes to commit. I'm going to say always. And I ran into an error. It says, make sure you configure your user.name and user.email in Git. Now, here it also allows me to open Git log. So why don't I click on this option here? So this is what this Git log looks like. I'm going to click on terminal. And here I'm going to type in Git status. So it says no commits yet. However, it knows that it's on the main branch. So first, let me start by typing in my email. So I'm going to say git config global user.email and then my email, which is @gmail.com. Next, I need to set up my name, which is git config global user.name and then the name that I have for my GitHub account. And there we go. So now all I have to do is simply hit commit. And I can say that this is my initial commit and hit publish branch. It says the extension GitHub wants to sign in using GitHub. I'm going to allow this. And this opened up a new tab. So it says that select user to authorize Visual Studio Code. You're signed in as Professor Patterns. I'm going to simply hit continue. And I'm going to allow it or authorize access and then open. Now here it asks me if I want to publish this to a private or a public repository. Let me just do public. Sure, why not? I might just need to sign in one more time on GitHub. So I'm simply going to hit sign in with my browser. And then this will allow the Git credential manager to also work with VS Code. So let me authorize that as well. And then once that's done, I can go back to my GitHub account. And you can see that the project portfolio has been created. And I also have a test.txt file which says hello. Now, suppose that you want to do some editing, right? This is where the power of GitHub really comes into play. Now, imagine that I create a new file. And let's just say this is my test.py. It's a Python file. Here I'm going to say print hello world. I can, as soon as I hit Control S, it's going to save. And then on source control, it's going to say, look, you have one pending change. Let's create another file. Maybe this one can be readme.md. And here I'm just going to type in a title and then some text. And again, I'm going to hit Control S, and you can see in source control, it automatically picked up 2 pending changes. So here, the changes that I made are added a readme and test.py file. And then again, I'm going to commit this to my repository and sync my changes. And if I go back over to GitHub and simply refresh this page, you can see that on portfolio, I also have my 2 new files, test.py, and I have my readme.md file, which has this title and then some text. So this is how you can configure your VS Code to work with your GitHub account. That's it for this video. If you found it insightful, then please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe. I do more of these videos every week. And if you want me to cover a topic that you're interested in, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.